But what we've been able to do and what the step has done is to create a generation of lightweight personalities who we've created.
I want to ask you another question on this. Don't you think social media worsens this? Because you said that in Ghana we are enamored by the superficial. A lot of the people holding high esteem are glassy, and we don't probe beyond the outside, right? So that you are saying we want substance, we want track record, we want integrity and honesty. Sky and Godfred and Nathan, doesn't the era we are in make this matter worse? Because in this era, socialites, media, people consider me a star.
I don't consider
Yeah. How can a media talk show host
Be a star.
Yeah.
For what?
Okay, so is it also, am I misunderstanding that is just respect that's translating to stardom, or is it evidence of what you're saying that people are so enamored by the superficial?
Yeah.
That they are not actually, they are not, and social media can create this veneer where he has a nice page, he tweets some nice quote every day,
and
he's always doing something. So you think that this guy is great too.
It's a very well coiffed personality that
always
people have
curate.
So they are good. That's right. So they are curate. So then, if what you are saying is true, then the social media generation is actually going to be worse than even our father's generation.
Which is why
if your theory is to be believed, then we are doomed.
No, but which is why we as a people need to be more perceptive.
But how? Because if the person is always... if you are consuming social media every day, it changes the way you think. For example, even reading. Look, there was a time, it was very difficult for me to even read a full newspaper story. Because a lot of the stories I was reading was online. It was like one page. So when there's a deep dive story by graphic or BNFT, I struggle to read it.
Yes.
So in a sense, the social media is making me dumb. Okay, now if you bring that to what Nathan just said about, what the word you use?
Well curated.
Sky, then it actually means that we are in trouble.
We call it packaging.
So it means that a lot of the people who may even get elected are people who are just well packaged, and not people who have a proven track record of excellence. And if a whole generation can buy that, I was saying, like,
let me just
just a quick diversion. So my children talk about footballers in a way that makes me know that media is very powerful. Because now they are talking about Mbappe, they are talking about Haaland, they are talking about Lewandowski, they are talking about the new players. In fact, they know Ronaldinho because on social media, Ronaldinho comes up every now and again. So it tells you that the media can, and I'm not even talking about radio or TV, just the whole media and social media, whatever, can create images in the minds of people which are not even true. Do you get it? And it's possible that they will believe that this is the case just because they've been seeing it on social media. And there's nothing you can do to actually change that.
And just latching on to that, for example, when you go into, say, comment sections, right, of, say, political party hopefuls, or an aspirant who goes to do something, he goes to donate. And then you go through the comments, you find people who say, oh, yeah, this guy can do the work.
We support you. Do it. But I don't even know the guy.
Yeah, but you can, and that's what Godfrey is saying. You can always manufacture a certain picture for yourself, and you find that a lot of electorates kind of buy into it.
Right. I wanted to bring a question to you before we go on. So, in the previous times, when you read Noam Chomsky and he talks about manufactured consent and talks about the fact the media is not really reflecting the real truth in society, but because their interests at play. And some people felt like social media, because it's all into all, as against one to many.
Yeah.
So in the past, you have 3 big media houses: Sky News, CNN, Fox. The interest influence the adverts, they determine who gets on, and they decide what issues to cover. So they can manufacture what is true and not whatever. Yeah. Now you have social media, which is many to many. So Richard Sky can go on social media and say what he wants to say. Nathan can come and say what he wants to say. So some people felt that would be a good way of checking the dominance of individual media tyranny.
Yes.
But now that we are thinking about it in the way you are thinking, it looks like even though that may be true, it also creates a new problem.
Oh yes, certainly, because every system has room for abuse. With social media, the ability to create pseudo accounts by the thousands obviously means that you can nurse people's perceptions in a certain way. The fact that you can advertise, the fact that you can tweak algorithms means that you can actually groom people's minds in a certain way towards something. Now you also look at our setup where our audience sophistication is quite low. Let me put it that way. A lot of people who actually think they understand media consumption don't understand what they're consuming. If we are to get in, we can get into those shots, but those are pretty technical. Let's keep that away. Okay, so audience sophistication is pretty low. So people tend to just consume things at first rate. We need to be careful about how we consume these things, but I do not see things changing anytime soon.
We'll take some comments when we come back. It's quite a pessimistic view of the economy, the political economy, and then the values of society in a discussion that really was triggered by Ghana's 3 weeks of import cover by end of the year claim.